Men are biologically predispositioned to be attracted to purity and youth.
What do you mean by that?
Like throughout all of history, like the most powerful men had concubines of virgins.
Right.
But
like so that's what I'm saying. You can't. I'm saying you can't. I'm saying you can't.
Such as Genghis Khan.
Yeah, but I would attribute that to the claiming of power. They want to claim power over submissive female. And
wait, guys, it needs to be one at a time. Go ahead.
I would say that would be attributed to men wanting, or people in those positions wanting, claiming as much power as possible. And the most power you can have is over a submissive, pure female, right? It doesn't necessarily...
Hold on, what the fuck did she just say? What?
Such as Genghis Khan.
I would attribute that to the claiming of power. They want to claim power over submissive female. And
wait, guys,
so they're saying, she's saying that they want a submissive, pure woman because they're easily owned. It's easy to exhibit power over. I mean, no. I mean, what she said it has truth to it, because if a fucking virgin, she's not gonna know anything else besides who the fuck she's with, and she's more inclined to be submissive. But a motherfucker like Genghis Khan, even if the woman ain't pure, she with Genghis Khan, she gonna fucking submit. So that has nothing to do with what she's saying. Men want shit that's pure. They don't want shit that's already been drugged through the mud. They don't want a bunch of mileage on their shit. Territorial. I don't want no shit that's already been fucking set to the flames. Like, why? I don't understand why that's... Whatever. What was crazy to me is that her first response was to label or bring up some patriarchal type of bullshit, man. That's how fucking gone is to this patriarchy bullshit. Like, the reason why he wants a pure virgin is because they're more easy to control. Nah, if you a king, anybody gonna be easy to control. If they not easy to control, they gonna fucking get rid of your ass. What the fuck you mean?
It needs to be one at a time. Go ahead.
I would say that would be attributed to men wanting, or people in those positions wanting, claiming as much power as possible. And the most power you can have is over a submissive, pure female, right? It doesn't necessarily...
No.
Right. But I'm saying, like, they're attracted to youth and purity, and they can't undo that.
But that's a power-based mindset, right?
No, it's not.
Power is what we kind of crave through a survival mindset, right? When we're trying, the person who has the most power is the most likely to survive, right? And so when we're in that frame of mind...
What the fuck is she talking about?
Sense, but that's not the world that we kind of really live in anymore. It's not really based around survival. It's not based around this.
No, it's based around a man not wanting to hoe. What you mean? What the fuck is she talking about? What the fuck is she talking about? Motherfuckers want a pure, submissive woman because it's survival of the fittest. Bitch, what? This is probably the craziest shit I heard a motherfucker say about a dude not wanting to hoe. Or not even a hoe, like a motherfucker preferring a woman with less bodies than a bitch that has more bodies. Like, logically, that makes sense. Why on earth would I pick this bitch over that bitch when this bitch got 15 dicks and this bitch got 2 dicks? Right? You know what I mean? If all things even. Come on, man.
Power. I don't think that should be the...
Man.
The defining
light her ass
factor.
Somebody light her ass
but that's
up,
like a woman's point of view. You might not think that, but in general, guys care, and so it's like you can't go to the market and tell them. And I know your friend doesn't, and but this is an exception.
But
it's
I
not
don't
the rule.
think he's that much of an exception. I've met a lot of people who don't really care and don't really consider that because there are other factors they consider.
Are they trying to sleep with you?
Who?
Like the people that told you that?
In terms of they don't care?
Probably. Because guys are here, right? So guys, do you prefer a purer woman than more of a hoe?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, and there's a lot of factors when it comes to liking a girl, but I think if the exact same girl and then she slept with 1,000 men or 3 men, it's like I don't judge the girl that slept with 1,000 men, live your life, but yeah, you're gonna want the girl who has had less men inside of her.
Right.
Even if I were to say that there was any weight on body count, I would say you...
Brother. That's the fucking biggest issue. It's like women are out here trying to tell men what to like or what to appreciate or what to admire. That's how far gone women are. You know what I'm saying? Like, men are sitting here telling you what's important to them, and the women sitting trying to tell you, no, it's not important to you. Bitch, what the fuck you mean? And she come up with all this extra shit, bro. And this shit happens all the fucking time. We're talking about sexual marketplace value. We're talking about relationships, female to male dynamic. And what that is based off of is how you are perceived by the opposite sex. What you feel about yourself is irrelevant. You can feel like you goddamn Sade out this bitch. But if nobody else looks at your ass as Sade, then what does that mean? You're a fucking delusional. And you can try to come up with all these types of complexities and theories and histories and all this shit, but none of that shit fucking matters if nobody's giving you the time of fucking day. And then do not confuse somebody putting a dick in you as dedication. You know what I mean? As commitment. You know what I mean? Like, the shit it's so fucking far gone. You know what I mean? I like my girl feminine, fit, and friendly. No, you don't. You don't like that. That's not important. Bitch, what the fuck you mean? And then you got these soft ass motherfuckers who are actually tricked into considering what the woman is telling them what the fuck they should like. It is so, bruh.
Consider the circumstances that body count happened in, right? Where that person was at, why they were
who gives a fuck? Right? It's irrelevant.
Space they might be in, right?
Guys,
it doesn't matter.
Their habits. But
guys,
I don't think that's true. I don't believe that's true. I think that is actually kind of making too much of a generalization. I know you work on the rule and not the exception, but that is too much. It's a lot more nuanced than that.
She's literally saying all this bullshit gibberish coming out of her mouth is affirming what the fuck I just said. She's telling men what the fuck they should value.
As many men as you think actually
So I'm just saying, if a woman came to me and said, I've slept with 1,000 men because I was broken and I had been abused and blah, blah, blah.
I'm sorry, but right? I'm not fucking with you.
You still slept with 1,000 men.
Where's the compassion in that, though?
Who gives a fuck?
I'm not thinking about. I'm thinking about you've had 1,000 penises inside your vagina.
If you are going to be with someone, shouldn't compassion be a main factor?
You're not even going to get to the point to be with somebody because right there, the door is shut. I don't need to be I can be compassionate from afar. I can be compassionate. Oh, that sucks for her, but she ain't about to be with me.
That relationship, right? An understanding of who they are, what they've been through. Shouldn't that be a main factor?
The world doesn't owe you understanding. Like, that's entitlement. You're not entitled to someone's compassion and understanding. And I think men are allowed to be selective in who they date. And like, I think men are allowed to have standards, and if that's their standard, so be it. And it's not every single guy, but I think in general, if you poll men, would you rather have a girl that slept with 100 or slept with 1? They would pick 1.
100 times.
And are they less picky than they were 100 years ago? Sure, you were a hoe if you slept with 3 people 100 years ago. Right? So are they less picky now? Sure, but you can't undo the wiring. What in general men want.
So where would you say that's come from in terms of them wanting that? Where would you say?
It's biological.
Because that had to biology develops, right? I'll tell you. So where is that developed?
So historically, they had to ensure paternity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So historically, like a man did not want to pass on resources to a kid that was not theirs. So they're biologically predispositioned to be grossed out by hoes, basically.
Yeah.
And it's not just that. It's that if bitches are out here fucking everybody, something's wrong with them. Because there requires no effort to get fucked. Anybody's gonna fuck a bitch. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't require anything. It's easy. All I gotta do is say, hey, you might want some pussy. Somebody gonna fuck. If you're out here fucking everybody, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, either you broken or you're like one of these feminists thinking that they're fucking men. Either one of these scenarios, but either way, ain't nobody fucking with you who's worth a damn.
Because it's like, well, whose child is that? It's not mine. It could be Stanley's and Derek's. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't know, and so you're trying to. I hear what you're saying, but you can't undo the biological wiring that human beings have had for centuries, thousands of years. It just is what it is.
But none of that shit makes sense. Always trying to figure out how to feel their way out of the reality. You know what I mean? First, she wants to tell men what the fuck they should value in relationships, and now they're